After I got divorced when I was at NIST, this is previous century, I met this girl named Laura, whatever his name was, right? She loved Ozzy Osbourne, by the way. She saw me without my shirt on. She went, "Whoa." When people see boys without their shirt on, their eyes bulge. Custom my math quiz, we're on 200 of 288. The rest of this you can read along. I'm just skimming it because it's too complicated for me, but it is fun to watch. Here's the next one, which is combine, create a Windows format. Here's what they show all the time to make sure you're a human being. Apple bike, eyelid, prerequisites. Get a life, get a wife. I had one. She cheated on me. I'll tell you about Laurie in a second. I used to tell her the dear girl. Her number one response. Oh, I didn't tell you about why McLean. His name was Chuck McLean, Charles McLean, supervisor. He hired me for a reason. He sits me down. He goes, "Okay, we're on page 208 of 288. That's 80 pages left. Add icons to, there's a next tutorial. Add icons to your matching game. There's a prerequisite. So eventually some other dude named Frank, right? He was the main candidate. Here we are with the golf pin, the eye, the spider, and the don't smoke a cigarette sign. There's a bus. Here's the same stuff. You play a game. Okay, add event handlers. Here we're up to 215, which is the area code for the Philadelphia area. Here's just an eye. And here we are, which add reference variables and game timer to your matching game. Okay, so now we're on 10/21/24. This article was written then. Let me tell you about why the United States government picked me. Okay, so I'm sitting down with Mr. McLean, right, first time. Clean as a whistle. Married person, ring on my finger and everything. You know, wedding ring right here. Mr. McLean sits me down, and his other guy's name was Jones. I used to call him, just like in the Indiana Jones thing, Jones, because that's what he liked to be called, Jones. A short guy like me. Great soccer player, great coach. He had his own problems, but he was a PhD at Purdue. He's one of the co-authors on all my forums. He was the one who sent me to Hawaii. And, well, I'm getting back to why the United States government picked me, right? So, the United States government picks me, basically. Because I sat down and said, no, I know software engineering. You do this, you do this, you do this, you draw big diagrams. He goes, what? Well, you got to be kidding me. We're taking you. And then it took me 6 weeks to get in. He says, well, I have the power to create another government job. So instead of picking one, I'm going to pick two people. Right? He picked me, Michael, and somebody else, right? But the other guy was just as good as me. He just wasn't capable of being the front man. Right? So he created a government job specifically for me. But he and it was two of us. Hired on the same day, started on the same day. But he couldn't do what I did because I was dynamic. He was the coder, writing DLL stuff, con stuff, but he had a small PC and he used to do his job. Very quiet guy, and I was very quiet at that point with the wedding ring rolling around. And then, of course, I'll tell you about Laurie because the United States government created a job for me. So eventually, after I got divorced, I had to create a fib and tell them, oh no, I had a horrible bicycle accident. But really, it wasn't a bicycle accident. I don't think I ever told this to anybody, maybe once or twice. But eventually, I'm playing my guitar one night, and it was on 2/28. Must have been 1999, right after my bitter divorce. It wasn't even a bitter divorce. I was just deeply affected because I loved her and she didn't love me back. So basically, I'm standing up there one night. I'm thinking, oh, I got it made. All I have to do is keep everything together, and all of a sudden, I'm standing there with these things, a 12-ounce container, tons of them, right on my deck, right at Muddy Branch Creek, right near Quince Orchard. And I'm standing there. Right next to it was Mike, who was single at that point. Nancy on the corner who had the best property. And Lynn on the other side. So they had L, M, and N with me in the middle. I had the second best property. And of course, I made a horrible mistake. Another horrible mistake. Somehow survived. I had to basically tell a fib to everybody. I'm standing there after midnight, listening to Deep Purple, Richie Blackmore, the whole Deep Purple was the best of Blackmore. I know specifically what I did. And I'm lobbing things. I have one more thing I'm going to lob. After I lob, I'm countless 12-ounce containers, just hurling as quickly and as fast as I could. I have one more thing to throw. And I wound up all the way across my deck. And I tried to lob it as quickly as I could. And I went like this, like a hand grenade, like that. And I made a horrible mistake. But thankfully, my diving instincts saved me. I looked down and I knew I was going to die. But I thought, there's no way I'm dying. No way. I've lived here for 11 years. I'm not going to hit that fence post. I went over the deck 15 feet straight down to full torque. Just like in the movies, full torque. That means I was rotating from 15 feet straight down on high velocity. And right at the last second I said, oh no, I'm going to die if I hit that fence post. And right at the last second I said, nope, I'm not going to die. I caught myself with my foot right on the tip of the deck. Ended up just missing it by a fraction of an inch. Cracked my back, cracked my arm. Big concussion. And I knew to get up. I'm like, oh no, I'm here. I landed right on the electrical grid. I got up. I started trying to break through my own back door. And whoever owns that house, they should replace that door because I built it. Got up. I started breaking through my back door, but I knew I left my deck door open. I didn't even know that. I started banging on my back door, trying to break in. I ran around the front, tried to break through the front door, couldn't get in. I knocked on my neighbor's door. Said, Mike, what do you mean? You left your deck door open. Are you okay? She didn't know what happened to me. I almost killed myself on the number 1 property, 734 Clifftop Drive. So I almost killed myself, but got up. I'm like, oh no, I know how to save myself. I start rifling through the book of the health thing. They don't do that anymore. I'm rifling through it. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die. Okay. I'm calling 911. So I had my phone right here, which is only a landline. And I'm thinking, oh no, they're never going to call. I call them. They're like, oh no, we're not going to help you. This is Kaiser Permanente in Virginia. So now you'll be okay. Then I'm reading. I'm not feeling so good. I have my cell phone, not my cell phone, my landline right there in case I needed it. Both phones charged. Get that the next day, I know, oh, no, no, now I know what I have to do. I have to raise my legs to get the blood pressure off my legs. Raise my legs up. I'm like, oh, no, I'm still here. Okay, I'm still breathing. Have my water bed up, all of it. Go into the next room. I go into Kaiser Permanente. They said, no, 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 you're fine. We're not even going to treat you. I go in with my Nike jacket on. This is right near the Department of Energy in Germantown, somewhere. And I ended up right there, Germantown, Maryland, at some doctor's office. Said, you're fine. You don't need anything. I said, can you take an x-ray? I kept those x-rays for years. That was the back of my spine. That was my arm. You wonder why I didn't put a tattoo right there. So the technique is you lay flat on your back. And I know how to do it. That's how I saved his life. If you know you're going to die, you have to get your legs up into the air. It's the only way to take blood off your feet. That's why your feet smell like formaldehyde. But basically, I saved my life. Kaiser Permanente did not. The lady who sold me that house, dead. The lady who helped me, the lady who sold me that house, the other guy's name was Michael Hall, the previous owner. He had 2 girls in that house. He cheated on his wife. I moved in, another Michael. My wife at that time, we spent our whole fortune to move in with a $5,000 down payment. Courtesy of our wedding. She found another man, she betrayed me. Came back with the gall to say, oh, Mike, please, can you just watch my dog for a week after she already committed her sin? Showed me her boobs, leaning over so she knew I could see them. That's why I never went on Facebook for 10 years. Actually, 20 years. Actually. It took me 20 years to get on there. Not really 20 years, but my friend who he died, he said, Mike, do you care if someone contacts you out of Facebook? I said, no way, I don't want anybody to find me. That's over in Delran, New Jersey. That's when, what's her name? The big Carly Lloyd. That's where she came from, Carly Lloyd, Delran, New Jersey. Big fire when she won her first Olympics thing. Followed her around. Don't forget I won around Philadelphia on a bicycle. And now we are just to the last tutorial because we're only on page this one. 218, only 100 more pages. I'm just going to skim through and see how fast it goes. Let's see what the bottom line is. Game's on. I just told you the United States government created a job for me. The other guy's name after that, her name was Laurie. Her sole job was to smoke pot and chase deer on campus. A lot of people got busted in this for smoking weed. We're on 232, 233, 234. We're skimming, reading as fast as I can. There goes GitHub. And I'll be playing Pinochle soon. See who criticizes me. Okay, here we go on 240, 288. Let's see what the bottom line is of Visual Studio Getting Started C# version 2022. That's 21 years after I almost died for this country. And you don't think I'm going to donate to the veterans? You're on 250-60 Bug C sharp. You know, I wrote code, all of it. Nobody even wants it. Makes you mad, doesn't it? What about my ex-wife? You know what all the other girls told me on Facebook? I just heard the earth crack. You know what the other girls told me on Facebook? You should have dumped her years ago. And the girl who I ended up with after her lived right up on 309, way up there in Pennsylvania. Pawn shops everywhere. Where do you think I took her first date? I broke her heart. The girl before her, she broke my heart. The girl before her, she broke my heart. The girl before her, I broke her heart. Here's the last thing.